Hello Gemini, thank you very much for joining me, Lorien, for your January 2018 reading. Let's see what's going to start the year off with the energies coming through for you guys. So this is the general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon or Rising sign. I'm myself in Gemini Moon, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes up for us. And also, if you would like a 2018 year ahead in-depth reading each month by month, the link for that is below on the description box or the eye in the sky. Also, if you would like to email me with any suggestions for readings that you'd like to see in the future or videos, meditations, please do so, lorientarot@gmail.com. Or if you can't afford a reading but you do want to just show your appreciation to the site, you can either follow me on Patreon or you can give me or buy me a coffee. The link for that is below. So let's see what we can do for you and see what information comes through for us in January. So 2nd of January we have a full moon, and then we have another full moon in the 31st of January. So it's a blue moon, it's a super moon, and it's in Cancer, and it's also an eclipse. So big energies, really strong, going to be carrying that energy for the next 3 to 6 months. So yeah, that could be something that's coming through quite strongly for you guys. It could be because it's in the moon sort of sector. If you want to check on your own personal chart where or which house Cancer is in, and also where the moon hits, that could be quite important for you. If you don't know how to do that, then I can do you an astrological report, or just kind of see one of those free ones on the internet somewhere, which they might tell you just like the chart and things, but they won't go into detail with it sometimes. Okay, so Gemini. We start with the Five of Wands. We continue with the Fool. No, sorry, the Magician. And then there's a Fool. And then we have the Two of Swords. Ooh, Judgment. And the Eight of Cups. For some reason, this seems to be a little bit high. There we go. Right, so let's just put this back a little bit so I can move the cards for you so you can see them all. Alright. Okay, so a lot of changes coming through because you have the Magician and the Fool. You have a lot of things being called into action. You may feel like you have too many options and not enough time to consider them all. It feels almost like you're in a bit of a stalemate situation. This is a choice. You have to decide which direction you go into, which project you pay attention to, maybe what area you want to look at, all the above basically. So it could be that you're kind of wondering what would fit you best and what would be in your best interests, but also you may have a lot of people giving you their opinion and not really understanding. There's a little bit of a lens flare. They might be giving you a lot of opinions but not really understanding the core of the matter, the core of what you need, the information that you're giving them. They just have their own judgments on that. So try and avoid including too many people in your decision making process. I know it might be difficult, but if your heart's in one place and your head's in another, you need to kind of work on drawing them together yourself, and then you'll find that you actually have your own answers deep within. The new year often gives a little bit of a strange connection in many ways, and I feel like that is just kind of pushing us to do something different this year. Anything that you've sown in the year one, which is 2017, are now going to start budding in 2018. So this is quite a strong time for us all, and I think that this is basically where you're being called into action. There could be a few people that you know that are judging you a little bit too harshly, or jumping to conclusions, or being a little bit overzealous with certain things, but sometimes this also indicates that you need to be called to action. You are being basically standing up for things, you're being risen, you're being called to kind of do justice to yourself. And then you also have the Magician, so you do have it sussed basically. You do have the ability to do things, and you do have the ability, I think, to kind of come through and show what you're worth. But a lot of this is to do with how you see yourself. And so if you see yourself as somebody who's a little bit upside down, topsy-turvy. It could be that you sometimes have an issue with jumping to conclusions about yourself, like, oh, I'm only doing this because of this, or blah blah blah. So try and just treat yourself a little better and focus on law of attraction, manifestation. Don't focus on the naysayers that may be around you. With the Five of Wands, it can sometimes be that too many cooks are spoiling this broth. There's too many people telling you how to do something that you've known how to do, or that you already know how to do, and you're just kind of questioning it. So I don't think that you need to worry too much about it. It's easier said than done. I know that. But I feel like this is coming into a stage where you just need to embrace something, let it kind of lead you, and also use your intuition at every single stage. However, we also have the Fool and the Eight of Cups. So something doesn't really sit well with you in the Eight of Cups, sorry. Something feels a little bit like you are escaping an element of what you didn't really appreciate before, and it feels like you're maybe disappointed with how things went. But if you notice, there's an eclipse in the background, so this is in perfect position for you. This could be the 31st of January because it's in the right area anyway, the later half of the month. And I feel that you're just kind of right, okay, packing up and moving on emotionally. So you're kind of abandoning something that you put a lot of emotional investment into last time, and maybe you're realizing that that emotional investment really wasn't worth it after all, or it wasn't something that you wanted to do, and you just kind of have to put it one side and move on. And coupled with the Fool, that's an incredible sign that you're doing the right thing. This is kind of like, okay, having the childlike joy again. So it may be bittersweet. It may be, yes, I have a new beginning, I'm free, but I'm also a bit disappointed because I have to let something or somebody go. So it could be that you're kind of meeting that in the middle there. I also feel like this is you being on your own, identifying maybe some of the things that you have looked at previously and wondering whether they make sense still, or if they're relevant still. You know what I mean? So it could be that there's a lot of things coming through for you that you're not quite sure how to process in your own mind and stuff like that. So I don't feel like you're overzealous in any of this, but I certainly feel that there needs to be something that comes through with a delicate nature, a delicate position. And at the bottom you have the Page of Swords. Now the page is often about curiosity, the energy, but it can be about planning. I would also say there could be a little bit of delayed news. So you could be kind of waiting for some news and it's slightly delayed. But I think you're in your head a lot this month and you're kind of thinking things logically and reasonably, when sometimes, and some occasions this month, it'll require you to go with your instincts and your intuition. So do watch that. Do look out for that. Alright, so here we go. What's coming up for January in Gemini? Okay. Oh, all right. So this is good. This is Knaz. This is creativity, inspiration. I think a little bit of revelation for you as well, because you have got the knowledge you need. So this is the kind of the rune to get you into grips with your creative side and your intuition and the things that come to you in like in a flash of like, oh, I know precisely what I need to do, and it kind of snaps, and it's a very strong flash of, oh right, okay, I get it, I understand. And this, I think, is going to give you a lot of forward momentum in many ways. It's kind of like you have that realization, or the revelation, if you will, that comes up, and you're kind of, something dawns on you. Something kind of goes, oh, so you may be in two minds here. You realize something here in the middle of the month, and then you work on it there. So it could be that this realization is that you need to leave something behind in order to be happy. So fingers crossed that it's something that you can actually work on. But let me know in the comments below as to how you feel and what's January going to bring for you. Do you have anything planned? I don't have much planned at all apart from doing tarot, so hopefully it's going to be a nice quiet month for me. But let me know how things are going for you. I do wish you an absolutely wonderful month and a great start to 2018. A very happy new year to everybody. Again, if you do want a reading from me, the link is below. If you would like to email me, it's lorientarot@gmail.com, or if you want to buy me a coffee, that's okay too. I really appreciate everybody buying me coffees. As long as I'm not overly caffeinated, that's fine. But yeah, I really look forward to reading for you in February. Thank you so much for all your support throughout 2017, and I look forward to seeing what 2018 brings for you all.